Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm your host Mahesh Karya and you're watching me on YouTube Live. Today we are going to create kind of full stack web application with the Spring Boot and Hibernate, MySQL as a backend and React as a front end. So let's deep dive into it. So first of all, if you haven't installed VS Code already, so you can grab your package from here, code.visualstudio.com. This is very lightweight. I highly recommend you guys to use this editor. The next thing, you have to have Node available inside your system, so nodejs.org. you can download Node from here. Open your terminal. You can check this by simply typing node-v and you will get your current version of node.js and npm-v. Okay, I have this. After that, open your code, Visual Studio Code. You can use any editor, by the way. There is no barrier to use specific editor, but even though it makes sense to use Visual Studio Code for everything. So create new folder as usual, name it whatever it may be. Like I'm going to name it full stack because we are creating full stack web application. So full stack. Drag this folder right here on the top of your Visual Studio Code and open integrated terminal from here, so we don't need to open external terminal. That's it for now. Now you have to have few extensions available before proceeding, so search for Java and you will get this extension pack over here, which is combination of another 6 packages. You have to download this. It will take time. I already have it. The next thing is we are working with Spring. Okay, so you have to install this thing, Spring Boot extension pack. Excuse me, Spring Boot extension pack. This is combination of another 5 packages, and the last thing is Lombok. So total we need 3 things. Okay, Spring, Java and Lombok. We are going to use Lombok, so we don't need to use getters, setters. We don't need to write this manually. Okay, Lombok is something that creates your getters, setters, no argument constructor behind the scenes. Okay, so let's deep dive into it. And the very first process is to go to view, command platter, search for Spring initializer, this one, generate a Maven project. Click here. It will ask for the language. I'm going to use Java for now. Your group ID, io.mahesh is my group ID. Hit enter. Then your artifact ID is backend. Okay, hit enter. Then your boot version, you have to select boot version. It will take time, I guess. Okay, 2.3.1 is current version. Now we need dependencies as usual, so Spring Web, this one, hit enter. The next thing is MySQL, hit enter. JPA, hit enter. So JPA, MySQL and Lombok, of course, this one, hit enter. So we got this 4 dependencies. Select this thing. It will generate the folder. You have to choose folder inside desktop, inside full stack, generate into this folder. It will create backend here. You can open this in another editor, in another window, but we don't have to do this. Okay, now I got my folder. Now I need to download React template. Okay, so mkdir, oh don't worry, npx create React app and name of the folder frontend. Okay, hit enter and it will download the template. Okay, so for now I got my backend folder. Inside src main Java you will get your package io.mahesh.backend. Inside demo application we don't need to do anything, but we are using MySQL as a backend, so you have to have MySQL available inside your system. So there are few things that you can use Docker as well if you want to. Means you can use XAMPP, WAMP, but this is not the proper process to use LAMP or MAMP, whatever it may be. So you can use Docker. Okay, so for installing Docker, simply search for Docker for your system, means for Mac, for Windows. Then you will get this very first link over here. Click here and you will get this Docker right here. Okay, this thing, download from Docker Hub. Okay, click here. It will take you through another link. this one I guess, and here you will get your package get stable. Okay, that's it. I already have it. So inside here you can find this. Where is that? Is that search for Docker? This one, you have to click this. You have to start this manually. Okay, and you will get this little icon over here, and if you are on Windows you will get this in bottom left corner right here. Okay, so wait for that. Now I have to do something. You will get this pop-up, okay, after your Spring initializer. So you can choose this, okay, exclude in workspace. Okay, open another terminal by clicking here, so we can work side by side on both the cases, means in front end and with back end. So the thing is, search for docker hyphen version. Okay, hyphen version, sorry, and you will get your current Docker version. It means Docker is available inside your system. Now the process of installing MySQL is very simple. Docker pull MySQL. Okay, hit enter. It will grab MySQL from Docker Hub. Okay, if you are doing this for first time, it will take some time. I already have it, so I got this. Next thing, you can check this by simply typing Docker images, so you will get your current image. This is 544 MB for now. Okay, the next thing is you have to create that container inside your system. So for that you have to write docker run provide name hyphen name. MyDB is my name for now, or whatever it may be, you can use anything. MySQL DB will be better. Okay, the next thing is provide environment variable. MySQL root password, we need password. Okay, password will be my password, but P capital. So I got my password. Another environment variable is MySQL database, so we don't need to create database manually. Okay, so write this, pass this here, data. I'm using Docker because Docker makes sense while deploying your project to Heroku or whatever it may be. It makes sense. A Docker database name will be MyDB. Okay, and the next thing is in detach mode space. Okay, here is the space between MyDB and this. Make sure. Okay, in detach mode, publish this thing on port 3306:3306 will be the default port number for your MySQL. Then your image that we just downloaded from Docker Hub, MySQL latest. Okay, that's it for now, and everything is perfect, I guess. Now I can hit enter over here. So yeah, everything is perfect. Search for Docker PS and you will get this thing running 4 seconds ago. Okay, it's running. It means I got my Docker available now, MySQL available inside my container. It is running right now. So you can use Table Plus or whatever it may be, or MySQL Workbench. So I highly recommend you guys to use tableplus.com. Grab this for here. This is available for Windows and Mac as well. This is like, if you are using XAMPP or WAMP, you don't need to download this, but otherwise this is better. Okay, the next thing is you can use Postman, because we are making the RESTful API, so you can use Postman. It's all up to you, but I'm going to use Swagger. Okay, so Swagger makes sense. Will provide the official documentation of your RESTful API, so we don't need to use Postman. Okay, so let's do it. So create a schema or models, whatever you want to say, Java. Okay, okay, here I need to define, this is my entity. Okay, hit enter. Then data, hit enter. This is from Lombok, I guess. I'm not getting such. Okay, got it. Wait for suggestion. Okay guys, it will automatically import the packages. You don't need to write this manually, like if you are working on Eclipse or STS, it's fine. Then next thing is private int. First thing is my ID, which will be type of, you have to pass these annotations from JPA ID, and the next thing is generated value. generated value, this one, hit enter. Okay, so this is my primary key. Next thing is private string of name. The next thing is again private string of email, and the last thing is private string of password. That's it for now. So I got my schema. Now we can proceed for the further process. That's it for now. I can create my user repository.java. Okay, it makes sense to make separate repository interface, okay, which will extended by GPA repository, and here you have to pass your schema. User is my schema, and the first primary key, which will be type of first primary key is integer, okay, not a first primary key, the name. Okay, that's it for now. So this, okay, I forgot one thing. You have to write this annotation. This is my repository, hit enter. So that's it. Now the last thing is user controller dot java, hit enter. You can pass a request mapping over here. So whatever the paths you will write is concatenated by this /API. Okay, so I have to use auto add to connect my repository over here with my private variable, private user repository, this thing, user repository. Okay, and the next thing is my get mapping. Okay, I have to write this. This is my controller. Okay, so this is my REST controller, I guess. So hit enter. Okay, now this is my get mapping. You can pass path like this, and your public method. This is my public method. Return type will be list of users. Make sure to choose this, not this list. Hit enter. Type of user, and the name of your method. You can use any name, there is no barrier to use specific name. This is according to you guys. And in return you can pass user repository dot find all method, which will return the list of users. Okay, the next thing is again I'll use get mapping for returning the specific user. So we need ID if you want to return a specific user. So again I need a public method, and return type will be again user, and the name is this time get single user. Okay, you can pass parameter, which is a form of path variable. Okay, because this is my path, right? So this is path variable, and you have to define the type integer and ID. So we can grab this from here inside user repository find by ID method. So inside here you can pass ID, or if we don't find that particular user, then or else you can find null. So okay, we got this. In return we can pass this single user. Okay, the next thing is as usual post. So we can post data of user. Okay, post user, and path will be the same, and my public method here will return user. The name will be post user this time, and here you have to write, this is a requested body. Okay, a requested body, because we are requesting, we are passing user in the form of post. Okay, so user, we just need to use user repository dot save this particular user. Okay, that's it. So you can return this if you want to, it's all up to you. I'm not going to do validation and all, you have to do this on your own. So I don't know why I'm getting this. This is not post user, extremely sorry for that. This is my post mapping, hit enter. The next thing is again add put mapping. And this is tricky because before that we need to define id. You can define id if you want to. I'm not going to use id because I'm going to pass this id inside my requested body. So public method, inside here return type will be again user, and this will be my put method, put user. Okay, this will be my requested body, and return type, the type will be user. And here first of all we have to find that particular user where I have to make changes. Okay, so you can grab this here. Okay, so this is my old user, you can say that. This is a kind of crash course. So old my user dot get id. We are using lamp book, so we don't need to write getter status. That's why we are getting this thing. Okay, user dot get id, and in now old user dot set name, and here you can pass user dot get name. Okay, for rest of them we will use the same things, like for email and for my password. Okay, this is for email, this is for my password here. That's it. But before that we have to save these changes. So user repository dot save changes and pass your old user over here. That's it. And here you can return this if you want to. It makes sense. Okay, now the last thing is, as usual, your delete mapping. Pass your id over here, and the process is same. Public method, and return type will be integer. This time we will pass just id of that user while deleting. Delete user, and again path variable will be type of integer id. Okay, and here I have to do something. User repository dot delete by id. Okay, delete by id, and you have to pass the id, and in return you can pass id like this. Okay, that's it. So we got this, but we are using Swagger documentation. Okay, you can grab this code from GitHub. Just find inside description, you will get this link of GitHub. You can follow me on GitHub and subscribe my channel if you want to, if you like this video. So let's do it. We need Swagger. Okay, so click here, view command platter. Here write maven add dependency colon add dependency, this thing. Click here and you will get this thing. You can write here whatever you have to download. There is no need to write something in pom.xml. I don't like this. So SpringFox hyphen swagger 2, hit enter, and you will get this thing. So it will whatever you will add this thing, it will add to pom.xml. So okay, select this thing, okay, and check your pom.xml this. So we just added this thing, but we have to change this thing 2.9.2. it will be better. Okay, so hit now, and the next dependency is inside command platter. Again maven add dependency, search for SpringFox swagger hyphen UI, hit enter, you will get this thing. Click here, and again we got another dependency here. You can write this manually if you want to, it's all up to you guys. So again click here now. Okay, it will download these packages. So now we are ready to go. So my MySQL is running. Okay, my React is available to use. So you can simply write here npm start. Inside my full stack, change your directory first, cd into front end. Okay, this is my React terminal, this is my for my front backend terminal. Okay, so simply write npm start in my front end, and in backend if you have maven available like this, maven spring boot :run, you can use this thing if you want to. Okay, this is my react thing, this is my react. Okay, so if you want to, otherwise you can check this thing, spring boot dashboard, this thing. Okay, click here and select this thing. Both are the process same. Okay, but I like this CLI thing. CLI makes sense. You can use CLI if you want to, if you are familiar with Eclipse or whatever it may be. It's all up to you. I'm getting error, so let's see what we are getting, which error we are getting. Okay, inside my demo application here you have to use this enable swagger 2. Okay, okay, we have to cross check this thing if everything is all right. Okay, user repository, private repository. Okay, inside my resource application properties I have to define this thing, spring dot data source. Okay, data source dot username. The next thing is my password. The next thing is my URL, and next thing is my driver class name. Okay, my driver class name will be com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. Username will be root as usual, and default password is my password. Make sure this password is what I mentioned while creating my container. Okay, and my URL will be jdbc:/mysql :localhost :3306/mydb, your name of database. Okay, this is perfect, I guess. :// okay, perfectly fine, // okay, now you can start this thing. You can use Spring CLI. I highly recommend you guys to use Spring CLI. That makes sense. It makes sense always. It's easy to create boilerplates with Spring CLI. You can check out my crash course, okay, on my channel. Okay, search for localhost :80/API/ make sure to use slash at the end of API. Hit enter. I got nothing. Okay, I made mistake, I guess. It's completely fine. So let's see inside my controller. Request mapping will be /API. It's perfectly fine. So let's use my swagger localhost :80//swaggers-ui.html. Hit enter. Let's see what we have. User controller. So we don't need to use Postman. You can use Postman. You can grab your Postman from here, postman.com, if you want to. This is a tool that makes connection or testing tool of your API. You can use this if you want to, but if you are using this Swagger, so you don't need to use Postman anymore. So here, get things, try it out, execute this thing, and you will get this thing. What we are getting error. I don't know why. So let's see, list of users, find all. Okay, user repository. I have error. Wait, I have to pause this video. I'll be back. Okay guys, I got it. First of all, we have to use this cross origin over here inside my user controller. Okay, so because you're working with React, so okay, this thing, and my inside my user.java, you have to define this all ARGS constructor and no ARGS constructor. Hit enter, it will automatically grab this for you. This okay, that's it I guess. So now restart your server by clicking here, okay. I have to slide this over here. This is perfect I guess. Okay, it's perfect. Now refresh this thing, your localhost :/swagger-ui.html. hit enter, and inside your user controller git, try it out. I hope this time it will work. This is again not working. What happened? Okay, inside here my properties, you have to define this spring.gpa dot hibernate dot ttl auto will be update. Okay, that's it I guess. Now you can restart this thing. Let's see if okay, now again refresh this page. Okay, I'm getting this localhost :8080, I don't know, localhost :8080/swagger-ui.html. inside here git, try this out, execute. I got this. Okay, empty response body, so this is working, so we don't need to this is working. Okay, you can test this thing. Everything is fine. Now we can work with React. So close this up, everything, this and this and this and this. Okay, now my backend code is perfectly ready to use. Now you have to do validation on your own. Okay, don't be confused guys. You have to do it like whatever it may be, bad request 404, whatever it may be. This is a kind of crash course, so I have to do this very quickly. You can delete this thing inside your front end, inside source folder. Delete this CSS, everything like CSS, app.test.js, index.css, logo. I don't want logo. Service worker, you can use service worker if you want to work with PWA, progressive web app. It's all up to you, but I have to make this thing very simplest as possible. Move to trash. I just have app.js. you can remove this thing, all the unwanted code. Okay, and this, okay, this is better. And this header, close this up. Okay, I'm going to use materialize for that, and this is perfectly fine. Hello. And inside index you can remove this thing and this thing. I don't want this. Okay, this is perfectly fine. Now inside here you can get this hello. Okay, now search for materializecss.com. materializecss.com. you can get this thing inside description if you are getting problem. Okay, search for getting started, click here, and you can grab these two links from here. Okay, first one, this link, copy this thing inside your public index.html. You can remove this, all the unwanted data. I don't want this anymore. Okay, perfectly fine. Inside here, and the next thing is this. Okay, paste it over here, and the last thing is icon, I guess icons.html, and inside here grab this link so we can use icons. So okay, these three links. Okay guys, 1 2 3 1 2 3, this thing. Now we are done with this index.html. Save this before closing. Okay, so now we can work with our code. We don't need to work with index.js here. Now the first thing is class container. class name. Oh, we need few things like now bar. Okay, so click here and grab this source code and paste it over here inside index.html here. Okay, whatever the menu you have to use, React router with your React router, it's all up to you. Okay, we are not going to implement this thing, don't worry about this. This is just to look this thing clean, perfect. Okay, the next thing is 6. Okay, 1, 2 and 3, sorry, 3. And inside of logo you can use admin. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Okay, perfectly fine. Now we need menu, so search for autocomplete. Close this up. Inside here, now div, again class name will be call S6 this time for small devices, S6, and here you have to define form. Okay, on submit we'll do something and change this function. We are not going to use function. Class your app extends your React component dot component. Okay, that's it for now. This is perfect. Now here I have to render this thing. Okay, and the return thing is inside here. So okay, you can use normal table over here, inside here, normal table, no need to write classes or something. Table, search for table, grab this up, copy this thing. Most of folks don't like copy paste type of things, but it's all up to you guys, this kind of crash course. Okay, the first name, next thing is my email, the next thing is my password. Again guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe my channel. Next thing is edit, next thing is my delete. So now here, okay, now here I have to define form, so search for autocomplete, this thing, click here and you will get this beautiful input field over here. You can grab, there is no need to grab everything, just this line, 3 lines I guess. Okay, let's check this out. You have to close this thing, okay, because this is JSX, so you must have to close your input. So and change this class to class name. Okay, but this is fine for now. Okay, let's see. This is not perfect. Okay, I need my row, so I forgot to define row. So cut this thing and define row dot row, and this is not working. Okay, div, class name will be row, so inside row there will be a 2 column. Okay, now this is perfect I guess. Okay, this is perfectly fine. Now you can define, this is icons, you can find icons over here. Okay guys, whatever the name you want to use, all these things you can use any name. Okay, so the first thing is person, because we are going to use the first name. Okay, you will get this icon over here. The next thing, you have to copy this thing for 2 times again. So person, next thing is email I guess, and the last thing is a VPN key underscore key. So we got 3 things. This is my key, email. Okay, this is perfectly fine. So this is my, what was that, password will be type of password. and will be type of email. This will be my email. That's it. Let's see how it looks like. Perfectly fine. We need button, so search for button. I'm not using components, so it's all up to you. You can use this if you want to copy this thing. Okay, paste it over here. Okay, but this time I'll make few changes over here. Okay, right, it looks perfect. Okay, this is perfectly fine. Okay guys, so now we have to do few things. Here, define constructor, pass your props over here. Inside here in super you can pass props. Okay, this is fine. And the next thing is component.readmount. so the component.readmount is something that calls every time when you refresh the page for the first time, auto load things. Okay, so I'm going to use few dependencies over here. Okay, so I have to define few dependencies. Change your directory to front end, enter, clear this out, and npm install axios --save, enter. So axios is something that works with API. There is no need to use axios, but axios is makes sense, makes easier to use APIs. So here you can import axios, import statement from axios, import axios. I hope it will be fine. So axios.get, and here you can pass your URL. What was the URL? Here localhost /80 / you can get this from here, I guess, this thing, localhost /80 / API /. So http localhost /8080 / API /, and here I have to define my okay, what was that, this dot state, and here you can define users. Okay, and the next thing is my ID will be always 0. The next thing is my, not always, a name empty, my email empty, my password empty. That's it. Email, password, got this. Inside my component.readmount I got this thing, and if we got this thing, then we can store the response. We'll get response. Okay, you can use as async await if you want to. I use traditional way. Okay, so inside here I'll use this dot set state, and inside users I have to save this res dot data, I guess. Okay, but while doing this you have to make sure that again reflect these changes. ID is 0, name is empty, email is empty. So every time when we get data, it will, when we call component.readmount, it will refresh the page. Password. Okay, that's it. Perfectly fine. Now I have to create few things, few methods like submit. On submit we will pass event and ID. Okay, so submit is something that works both the time, like while put data, while updating data, and while posting data. So we have to have ID available. So if ID is 0, then it means we are posting data. If ID is something else, it means we are updating data. So that's why I need ID and event. Event for event dot prevent default. This is function. Okay, and now here if my ID is equals to triple equals to 0, then we can post data. Axios.post, and here you can define this same URL, okay, and pass your data over here. Wait, like this. Name, this dot state dot name. Email, this dot state dot email, and my password will be, I know there are few things that you can make this thing easier, but this is perfect way to do this. This dot state dot my password. So if it, and at the end dot, then you will get a response, I guess, okay. So whatever it may be, response, but you have to do this. You have to call component.dateMount every time, so it will reload the page without reloading page manually. Okay, the next thing is put data. Okay, so in else of this we have to do this axios.put your http colon, it's the same thing, but we need ID. Now we don't need ID this time again, because we have ID available inside my user, okay. But this time again we will pass same things, but with ID, this thing, okay. I don't like copy paste, but it's fine, okay. This dot state dot ID, comma. So now this time I have to pass ID, and again if then call this component.dateMount, okay. Now it's perfectly fine. The last thing is delete. Here I guess, no, here, delete, but we have to pass ID, and here axios dot delete and pass your, oh sorry, http:// localhost 8080/API/ your ID. So concatenate this thing. You can use this thing like this, it's all up to you, but this is better to use backtick. Dollar your ID, okay, that's it. Then inside here you can again this dot component.dateMount, perfect. Now we got this, and the last thing is edit, to call specific user, and this something that calls that specific user, okay. So method will be get this time, axios.get, the same thing as usual, okay. This thing, perfect, and then we'll get response here in return, okay. So we have to do, you can use console log for testing like this, whatever the response dot data, I guess, response dot data, yeah, fine. But we have to set this state, set state. So my name will be, ID will be my what was that, res dot data dot ID, and remaining are same, okay. Name, my email, and my password, we are getting this three things. Okay, my password, my email, okay, and my name. Okay, got this. So this is perfectly fine. And now the main thing is here, right here. Inside my form I have to define on submit method. On submit, this dot submit and pass event comma id, I guess, or this dot state dot id, state dot id. Perfect. And the next thing is inside here value inside my value I need the current value. So this dot state dot what was that, the name. Okay, so copy this thing for all of them. First time this is empty. Okay, name, email and password is empty for the first time. But if we are making changes over there, then we have to use on change method. So here on change of event equals to this dot set state for that specific thing, like for name event dot target dot value. Okay, so we have to apply this for all of them. This time email, and this time here I need password. If you want specific things like by episodes, you don't want crash course, then please let me know inside comment box. I'll make a series of this Spring and React thing. Okay, so password, I think this is perfect. I think, let's see what the mistakes I have made. Okay, this thing is remaining. My name, email, password, edit and delete. This is my last thing. I have to loop through all the users over here. Okay, so we have to use map method. So cut this. Okay, now inside here single curly braces you can use this dot state dot your users dot map function. Okay, so inside map this is like for loop. Okay, so you will get this specific user for each time, and now we can loop through it like this. Now you can paste this thing over here. Okay, we have to define key. It makes sense. Okay, key is user dot id, always the primary key should be like something like primary. Here you have to define user dot name. The next thing is email again, and the last thing is my password. And here I have to define my button. So you can grab the same button and we can remove the stuff from here like this. Okay, and remove this thing, right? Remove this submit, use this for edit, remove this, right? This perfectly fine, and copy this thing for here for delete, paste it over here, and this time I'll use delete. Delete is a name of icon. Okay, edit and delete is a name of icon which you will get this from here inside icons. Okay, icons. I know these names, that's why I'm using it here from here. Okay, delete. But on click on click of delete, I can use this thing equal to this dot delete and pass your user dot id over here, and inside here pass your edit, so we can get this thing. This is perfectly fine, I guess. Let's see what the mistakes we have made. I generally do mistakes, so sorry in advance. Mahesh Karia is my official email address, so and password will be my password at 123. I'll do mistakes. Oh my god, it's working. Oh, it's working. If I want to make changes like at like only Mahesh submit. Oh my god, it's working. Let's see, deleted. Okay, it's completely fine. Thank you very much all of you guys for being with me, supporting me all the time. You can check this my GitHub from here, github.com/maheshkaria. Now please follow me on GitHub, you'll be notified all the time. I promise you guys, I'll make you. There are lots of repositories are available. There are lots of videos I have made. You can check this out inside my channel, inside videos. Okay, and please hit this bell icon and subscribe my channel. I need you guys. Thank you very much for all of you guys for the great love. Thank you so much.